And also audience capture in the case of like Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
Right. Here's this young lady who's become a celebrity by saying, "How dare you?" That was it. That's all it took.
That's all it took.
We're in the "Cash Me Outside" girl phase of. All you need is like a good slogan. Let's get ready to rumble. Whatever it is.
She's the green version of the "Catch Me Outside" girl. That's what she is.
Thing.
It's like with someone like Greta. I think it was funny for a while that you had this 16-year-old kid saying, "How dare you," having a temper tantrum in public, essentially.
Yeah.
And all these politicians in America and Britain and across Europe were falling at her feet and staring at her in this wide-eyed fashion, like she was some messianic figure come to deliver humanity from the end of the world. But more recently, I think the Greta Thunberg cult is just not funny anymore, because she's now going around Europe and telling governments to stop investing in energy production, to stop investing in fossil fuel companies during an energy crisis.
And how old is she?
She's 21 now.
Imagine.
She should know far better.
Just imagine. Just imagine being 21 and having the president listening to you. I can imagine how dumb I was when I was 21. I was shockingly stupid. Shockingly stupid.
When she started and she was 16, 17, she was very young, I often think to myself, if when I was 16 and 17, the thought of being in public and saying things, I would have said the craziest stuff. But that's exactly what she did. And I think the problem is that there were so many people in the adult world who were willing to listen to her and who engaged in her hysteria about the end of the world. And so I often see the Greta phenomenon as a perfect example of how, on the one side, you have these cranks who are talking nonsense and pushing ideas that are just not true. But the bigger problem is the political world and the media world who really buy into it and give it meaning and give it emphasis. And I think there's that kind of two-way relationship between these things.
I'm not saying that like Greta Thunberg is not an intelligent person, because she clearly is, and she's very young. And again, I was way dumber than her when I was her age. But what she said was not this extraordinary message of wisdom that would merit the kind of attention that she got. And that's why, and it's not within her power as a 16-year-old to get in front of all these people. So it's kind of like a form of exploitation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a willing exploitation, but it's you're using her as a political pawn for like sort of cementing an opinion that you must have on this subject.
That's absolutely what happened. Like every other teenager, she was narcissistic, self-involved, panicking about the adult world and how crazy it is. That's what every teenager's like. We all went through that period.
I did it. Yeah, we all do it.
We all did it. We screamed, "How dare you," at our parents. We thought, they're oppressing me. They won't let me go out. They won't let me do this. We all have these kind of oppression complexes when we're teenagers.
Yes.
The problem with hers is that it became this public spectacle. And it became a public spectacle precisely as a consequence of the political class who said, give us more. Really sock it to us. It was almost like a kind of sadomasochistic relationship between these self-hating elites and this teenage girl who was more than willing to whip them in public. And you had this kind of, it was mutually beneficial. She got to feel like she was saving the world. They got to feel like they were being told off for being, the rulers of the world. And it was beneficial for both sides. But it was, when you look back on it, it was creepy as hell. All of that stuff.
It's very creepy.